Hi everybody, welcome back. It's a rainy Saturday and it will be a rainy Sunday tomorrow, so we're not getting any construction done this weekend. I thought instead I'd take you on a drive through Shimoda, my town, and end up at the site where we're building the house, my mountain, and introduce you to some of the flora and the fauna out there. It took me a long time to get to know the trees that I'm working with out there because we're in an unusual zone, and I want to introduce that to you. Now I'm going to stop into a city park here in Shimoda called Shikine Park, and they have a wonderful selection of trees and bushes, and it's all manicured very nicely. But the most important thing is they put name tags on a lot of their trees. So let's just go check out some of the trees that they've got there, which are representative of the trees of Shimoda. So Shimoda is a pretty diverse town. It is a beach town. It is right on the edge of the mountain range. It's doesn't get snow. A lot of salt air, salt water. It's in a temperate country, which gets 4 seasons. So there's a lot going on in Shimoda. It's a popular tourist destination for people from Tokyo. It's 3 hours south of Tokyo. I've done a couple of videos before introducing the beaches of Shimoda. So please jump back and have a look at those if you haven't already. But because it's a beach town, there's lots of palm trees. And a lot of the palm trees are native to this zone, and not necessarily to Japan, because a lot of palm trees don't grow in the colder parts of Japan. But this zone, which runs from anywhere from India in the west to the tropics, Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, etc., Guam in the south, all the way up to the very southern coast of Japan here, there's a lot of palm trees. So I love palm trees, and I just love seeing them in Shimoda all the time. They were one of the things that really attracted me to Shimoda in the very first instance. As I said, Shimoda is also a mountain town. We have mountains all around the town and through the town. Right here on the coast, they only get up to about 300 meters. I think my mountain is about 325 meters. It's a little bit inland. And then they steadily, as we go up the peninsula, they steadily get higher and higher. I think the highest mountains in central Izu Peninsula are about 1,000 meters, 1,100 meters. So we got a mountain climate. We've got great hiking and trekking, and lovely views, vistas. Now, because we're in Japan, of course, there's lots of cedar. If you know anything about Japan, you know that I think it was after, well, certainly after the Industrial Revolution of the late 1800s, but possibly after the war as well in the mid 1900s. The government decided to plant a ton of cedar trees to get more wood to build with. And unfortunately, Japan's prosperity skyrocketed after the war. And it skyrocketed so fast that once the trees became mature enough to cut for lumber, they were no longer economically viable. It was too expensive because the cost of living, the cost of wages, the cost of materials had risen in line with the economy of Japan. So it became too expensive to harvest their own trees. They started buying from Asia, China, etc. Instead. And so Japan has this just abundance of cedar trees, which have caused almost everybody, at least half of the population, to suffer from cedar allergies every year. So, and I'm one of them. Anyway, I love the big cedar trees. So I've said that we're in an unusual microclimate. In fact, this swath of southern coastal Japan is known as the Laurel Forest. And I'm just going to read to you a little bit about what that means. The northernmost laurel forests occur at 39 degrees north, which is exactly where Shimoda is. Altitudinally, the forests range from sea level up to 1,000 meters. So right through this swath of southern Izu. The forests seem to be dominated by the Lauraceae species, while there are also other evergreen trees, laurophyll trees they call them, of the beech family. There are also oaks, and we have several oaks all around here, and it's just a very heavy dense wood. And then there's also camellia trees, and we get camellia bushes. In the West you're familiar with hedges and camellia bushes, but we get actual camellia trees here. Beautiful, beautiful flowers. This laurel forest is a subtropical forest, and it lies between the temperate deciduous and conifer forests in the north and the subtropical tropical monsoon forests in the south and in the west. Indochina, India, etc. When I talk about laurel forests, that may sound familiar to some of you who are familiar with the kitchen and spices and ingredients. Laurel leaves or bay leaves are a common ingredient in chilies, stews, all kinds of really good cooking. That's the same family. So, I haven't been drinking. It's just really steep. Aimi wants me to find the specific, it's called Gekijo bay tree, which is the actual tree that produces the actual bay leaves. And I don't think we have that one on the mountain, or at least I haven't seen it. This is just a derivative or a close family relative of that tree. Another tree that's very easy to identify for me are the citrus trees, which I have on my mountain. These 4 or 5 of them sit right in front of my future house. We also have citrus orchards all over this lower, actually this is about the mid-level of the mountain, and there's orange orchards just down the ways, a kilometer or so, and all over the mountain. These gnarly barked trees are the heaviest and densest trees on the property. The orange trees are pretty heavy and dense themselves, but these ones are the densest. And I'm pretty sure these are oak. They come with a leaf. Let's see. Here's the leaf. I'm pretty sure this is a sawtooth oak. So really heavy, great wood. You can actually get a reasonably strong, straight piece of lumber out of these ones. I'm very pleased to have a bunch of oak trees on the property. Some of these massive trees that you see, and they are all over this part of Japan, are the Zelkova. And the Zelkova tree is a real strong hardwood. Very popular in fine woodworking all over the world and in Japan especially. Down near the road, and I don't know if I have any pictures of this in the library, but down near the road we get a lot of chestnuts dropping on the road. They have the spiny outer skin. The boars are the only ones that seem to be able to pop them open, and there's just tons of chestnut trees around this area. So I mentioned we've got a lot of evergreens, and then we also have the orange trees, the mikan, which bring color to the area. There's a couple of flowering trees that are all over this type of this part of Japan that I really love, particularly the mimosa tree. And I've had this mimosa flower in my Shimoda Life homepage, you know, part of a static image on the homepage for years now. So the mimosa is a beautiful one, and also the flowering dogwood. That's just another beautiful tree that is everywhere around here. Ooh, that was just an accident. A big smash, and now a horn is just blaring. Somebody had a big accident just now on a road. Okay, right here in front of the house, in front of the future house, are what looks like the tabunoki, the Japanese bay tree. Now we've got a lot of buds here, showing, you know, soon to be very fresh growth. I don't see those buds in my you know, dictionary images. So I could be wrong if this is not a bay tree. If somebody knows exactly what this might be, then please let me know. But the leaves look a lot like the tabunoki, Japanese bay tree. And these are, without a doubt, the most prevalent trees on my mountain right here, at this work site anyway. Here they are again. And right beside the excavator, here they are again. All over the place. You can see a lot of evergreen. The trees do not lose their leaves in the winter. I think these trees, some of these trees though, they lose their leaves all year round, but never all of them. So there are constantly falling leaves, and there's constantly leaves on the ground. But for many of these trees in this laurel forest, they don't fall in the Western sense in the fall. And I need to put my hands in my pockets because it's freezing out here. It got really cold in the last week. Now, I've talked a lot about trees, but I haven't talked about the animals. So I want to share with you some of my trail cam footage. You would think that the animals would be afraid to come around here with all this construction going on, but no, you would be wrong. We get a lot of pigs, we get a lot of deer. There's so many deer here, sometimes 5 in an evening. We get a lot of wild cats, civet cats they're called. We get some stray domesticated cats as well that just wander the mountain. And monkeys. We get a ton of monkeys. And Aimee really doesn't like the monkeys. I'm not a big fan of them myself. I don't trust them. They're cute enough from when they're far away, but they can be, yeah, they seem a little bit dangerous sometimes. one good thing about this rainy weekend is we haven't had a lot of rain recently. And when I was mixing my concrete for the bunker up top there, I was using my storage of water, and I hadn't had my water catchment pipes set up for several months. So the water was draining down and down and down. So after just one quick weekend of rain, I'm already at half, and it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. So this thing is going to be topped up by the next time we talk. So on this cold, rainy Saturday, Sunday weekend, thanks for hanging around and letting me share the flora and the fauna of Shimoda and my little mountain here with you. I've been wanting to do this video for a long time. It's interesting to me, learning the names of the trees, learning the wood that is available to me around here. And so I'm glad I was able to share it with you. My hands are freezing now. I got to jump back in the truck and turn on the heater. Thanks for hanging around. Looks like it was a single car accident. Somebody hit the curb. I hope everybody's okay.